you need to read this book. Now, I know it may sound really presumptuous for me to say that, right? But you need to read this book. Almost everybody needs to read this book. I read The Lilac People in June, finished it at the end of the month, was so glad it came into my Libby in time for Pride. Wow, 5-star book, 5-star book. And this book shows us a really underrepresented piece of history that I think is important for each of us to know about, and that is why I say you need to read this book. Now, I will let you know about specific triggers that you can avoid if they're concerned, so I'll do that in just a bit. So, The Lilac People is a historical fiction book. It came out this spring. This book is set before and after World War II, largely in Germany, first in Berlin and then in Ulm. And the central characters are Bertie, a trans man, his wife Sophie, and then another trans man, Karl, who escaped from Dachau. So in The Lilac People, we go from seeing Bert and Sophie before the war, navigating increasing authoritarianism, increasing persecution of queer people. We go from seeing that to after the war, seeing that persecution by the US military. As a reminder, in case it's been a while since you've read about this, when NZs forced people into concentration camps, they forced them to wear certain triangles, colors of triangles. We are most familiar with the yellow Star of David with 2 yellow triangles that Jews were forced to wear. But gay men were forced to wear pink triangles. Lesbians were made to wear black triangles, and trans people as well were made to wear black triangles. And there were other people who had black triangles assigned to them. They were considered antisocial, but include political prisoners as well. One thing I did not know until reading this book was that when the US military liberated people from concentration camps, they didn't liberate the people wearing pink triangles, and they didn't liberate trans people or lesbians wearing black triangles. They put them in prison, and they gave them the increased NZ sentence that regime put into place. That's what the US military did. This book was written with such sensitivity, and I'm going to put a screenshot or two of some of the blurbs at the beginning of the book here, just so you can see for yourself what kind of a book that you will be getting into when you start reading this. I will say, if you need to avoid essay triggers, I think that you could completely just not read chapter 9 and the beginning of chapter 15, and I think you would be okay. Do check your usual source for content warnings, but I think you would be okay reading the rest of the book. I am going to do a separate post where I just read really scary quotes from the book, okay? So look for that. I am so glad I read this. I think it was life-changing for me, and I hope it's life-changing for you too.